Hi, good afternoon, guys. I hope that you're having a beautiful afternoon. So, as you can see, this week we are going to focus on the unit number 4. We're going to start the unit number 4. Okay, we're going to study the lesson number 1. The characters seem to speak. Okay, see, this is going to be very nice and very interesting. We are going to discuss a little bit about animated movies, basically. Okay, so this week we are going to focus on describing a process, expressing purpose and consequence, verb plus infinitive, and infinitive of purpose, and also as a grammatical structure, we are going to study simple present passive. So it means that this week we are going to start with the passive voice basically, but this week we are going to focus on just simple present. Okay? The first activity that we have here, it's an opener. It says, look at the photos that we have here. Have you read any books by Roald Dahl or seen any movies of these books? What animated movies have you seen recently? Okay, from these men. Okay, basically, we are going to do that on the first activity. Okay, as an opener. Then we have in the second activity the reading. Read the article about animated movies. What do the actors do in the movies? Okay, basically you are going to read this information, the article that we have here about animated movies. See, okay, this one. Okay, adults and children all over the world know the stories of Roald Dahl, such as Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. This is one of his, let's say, like one of his most famous movies. And how are animated movies made with puppets? Very interesting. So you are going to read this information, and based on that information, you are going to do the exercise number 3. This is going to be the after reading. Okay, in the after reading, in the exercise 3, we have answered the questions. Based on that information, the previous information, you are going to answer these questions. Okay, then we have an important question. What about you? So think about this, because we are going to discuss in the oral class about this question. How do you feel about animated movies? So you're gonna give me your opinion. Are they just for children, or can anyone enjoy them? So you are going to tell me your opinion about this in the next class, okay? Then we have the exercise 4. This is pronunciation. I'm going to send you the track, and you are going to listen the words, mark the stress syllable, then listen and check, repeat the words. So what you are going to do basically is listen how they are going to pronounce the words, and you are going to mark the stress syllable in each of the words. Okay, then we have the exercise 5. In the exercise 5, this is a listening exercise. As you can see, I'm going to send you also this audio, the audio 19. Emma, Jay, and Ramon are at the Word Today farewell party. Listen and match the beginnings with the endings. Okay, so here we have the beginnings and here we have the endings. Okay, from 1 to 6 and from A to F. What did Jay want to do? He wanted to dance with Emma. Okay, basically you are going to match the beginnings with the endings. That's going to be so easy for you. Then we have the exercise 6. This is a role play. Add out a conversation at a party between two friends, and at the end of a vacation. So you are not going to do this part because we are going to do this part in the class next Saturday. So we're going to practice a little bit, but if you want, you can see a little bit the how they let's say how they are going to invite someone, and how they are going to refuse or accept the invitation basically. Then we have the exercise 7. This is a gameplay. What is it? Describe everyday objects like this. It's made of and it is used to. Think about some different objects and try to write different descriptions, because we're gonna do this next Saturday. Okay, so You can use those examples just for you to practice a little bit. Okay, it's made of metal and it's used to eat with. No, a spoon. No, it's not a spoon. A knife? Yes, 1 point. Okay, basically, we're gonna practice this next Saturday. Okay, so you are going to think about different objects, not only metal objects. No, you're going to think about different objects that you have around you, and you are gonna describe these objects. Okay, use expressions like that one. It's made of and it is used to. Okay, basically those are the phrases that you are going to use to describe the objects. Remember that to describe the objects, you can talk about the material. You can talk about also or include the size, the purpose. Okay, what is the purpose for the object, and also some different characteristics, guys. Remember that we have studied many different characteristics about how to describe different things like objects, so you can use some of them. Then we have the exercise 8. This is vocabulary. Look at the personal information and match the people with the jobs in the word bank. Then say what each person would like to be. Okay, like this. Jay loves cars. So he would like to be a mechanic. Okay, here remember that we have to use the word bank, the let's say the jobs or occupations that we have in the word bank, and try to join them using so. As you can see, well, obviously I'm gonna explain you a little bit the grammatical structures, but in this case we're going to use this word so as a linking word to join two different sentences, okay, and make just one sentence. Basically, I'm going to explain you the use of this so, but basically it's going to be for consequence, as a consequence. So we're gonna start expressing consequences, okay? Then we have the exercise 9. This is writing. Think about what people in your class like or are good at and write sentences saying what you think they would like to be. Luis loves blowing whistles. So I think he would like to be a referee. Let's say those are just examples. If you know very well your partners, you can start thinking about or writing sentences like this. But if you don't know very well them, probably we can do this part in the class. You can know a little bit each other, and in that way you can do that part. Okay, then we have the grammar practice on page 66. Let's go to page 66. Okay, to do that part, as you can see here, this is the grammatical practice basically. Okay, we have here a kind of explanation, a mini explanation about the verb plus infinitive or the infinitive of purpose. So basically with this information you are going to do the exercise 1, the practice verb plus infinitive, complete with the correct form of the verbs. So you are going to use those verbs: ask, decide, know, learn, mean, need, seem, and teach to complete all of those sentences, okay? With the verb plus infinitive. So obviously I'm going to explain you that part in the PowerPoint presentation, but after that you see my PowerPoint presentation, you can do this practice, okay? For the next class, basically. Okay, you're going to do the exercise 1 and the exercise 2. Practice infinitive of purpose. Match the words in list A, these ones, with the phrases in list B and write sentences you use a or an to. Like for example, in this way, you use a camera to take photographs, for example, or you use a computer to send email, for example. Okay, so you are gonna try to join these words, the words that you have in column A, with the phrases that you have in column B. Basically, that's what you are gonna do. And also here we have kind of mini explanation about the use of simple present passive. But remember, in my PowerPoint presentation, I'm gonna explain you that grammatical structure in a deep way. And also, you are gonna do the exercise 3. Complete the sentences with the simple present passive of the verbs. So as you can see, you have the verbs in parentheses here. Those are the verbs that you are going to use, but you have to use the structure for passive voice, simple present, basically. Okay, so that's gonna be the exercise that you are gonna do on page 66. Okay, basically that is gonna be all for next week. So see you next Saturday. Bye bye.